All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Time We Discuss. The old intro once again as I do the season two wrap up and the season three preview. So, season two, we are going to end things on the 28th of December. That will be the final episode for season two. That's one more episode after this one. Season three begins promptly on January 4th. Now, before we unpack season three, let's do a wrap up of season two. Although, ironically, Spotify calls it Unwrapped. So I do have to share some things that I got from Spotify because I thought they were pretty cool. So I'm going to share them with you. I was a 2025 fan favorite. My average rating was higher than 75% of other shows. Awesome. So thank you to everyone that is rating me. I'm also a 2025 marathon show. Fans, you listened longer than other people did for 73% of other shows. I guess people find me interesting. And more importantly, they find my guests interesting. So kudos to my guests. Kudos to my fans. Last thing I want to share from Spotify, I am a 2025 rising star. This year, my show's growth outpaced 81% of other shows. So we are growing strong. I love that. And again, I owe it all to my guests and my fans. I do very little. I just connect everyone. So thank you, everyone, for that. So let's go back to season two. Let's wrap all this up before we move ahead. Over the past year, I had some great guests, over 60 amazing guests, including a mosaic artist, music therapist, an astrology reader, a Reiki master, professional ballerina, professional exorcist, a midwife, an ice cream scientist, a sommelier, and a registered patent agent. That's about 10 of the amazing guests that I had out of the over 60 pool of guests. Which one was your favorite? Put it in the comment jar down below. I'd love to hear it. If there's someone else you want me to bring back, or if there's someone specific you want me to bring on the show, let me know and I'll find that person for you. Just like last year, this season had a bunch of favorite moments for me. Trisha Copeland, for instance, she is a registered patent agent. She was on super early in the season. And at the end of season one, I'm talking about what's upcoming for season two. And I mentioned her episode. And I remember specifically saying, registered patent agent might not be the most interesting, but it was a great conversation. Trisha's episode outperforms all my other episodes hands down. So if you haven't seen her episode, you need to go back and find the registered patent agent episode. It is a good one. Check it out. Another favorite moment, Glenda Benavides. She was a Grammy-nominated musician. So for me, if you're a regular on the show, if you watch my show regularly, you know I have a very strong music background, and it was really cool to meet someone and talk to them about the music industry from the perspective of an artist and seeing what it's really like when you get to that level. Such a cool episode. Go check that out. When I was a kid, I was all about video games. I still love video games. I have no time to play them, unfortunately, but I still really enjoy them when I do have the opportunity. So it was really cool for me to actually speak with Gina Scarpa and talk about what it's like doing voiceover work for video games. And she talked about how she did voiceover work for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Xenoblade Chronicles. So it was really cool to listen to her perspective on what it's like working in that industry. So definitely check her episode out as well. Ben Cooper, this is a good one. He was a beekeeper. And when I was developing the thumbnail for the episode, I stumbled across what looks like a plush bee or a cartoon bee reclining in what is like a poolside chair, and it's reading a book. And if you know anything about me, there are two things I absolutely love. One, paranormal, crazy, weird, love that stuff. But I also love the silly, ridiculous stuff. And for Ben Cooper, that thumbnail was that. The bee on the chair reading a book was just so absurd. I burst into laughter. I just had to use it. And I still love it. Every time I see it, it just brings a smile to my face. Two more favorite moments. One was meeting with Jim Harold, and I spoke about him a couple of times. An idol of mine, famous podcaster with 80 million downloads, gave some great advice to any aspiring podcaster. Definitely check out his episode if you haven't done so already. I recently discovered Dave Benson. He is a YouTube host. He does like a late night style show on YouTube, podcast. Very energetic guy. Funny as anything, over from New Zealand. I got to meet up with him recently, had a great conversation. I'm going to be on his show in January. I don't know when it's going to air, but I will keep everyone posted. But it was really, really cool to talk to him and all the great things he had to say about what it takes to become a YouTube host and the different compliments he fed me as well. I'm not going to lie, he had some really nice things to say to me. So that was really, really cool. Those are my favorite moments. Let's talk big stories. I mentioned Dalen Huso during the Thanksgiving episode, but I need to mention him again. And specifically, when he talks about the starting his pool cleaning business, about having a brush and no money. And every time I think of that, I think of that episode of Friends. I'm kind of dating myself. When Phoebe's brother talks about having a new dream with 3 kids and no money. And I think of Dalen with that. He had a brush and no money. And he built this huge pool business empire. Big story, really, really cool. Also, during the Thanksgiving episode, that was definitely a favorite moment for me because a lot of people that I reflected on gave practical and actionable steps to actually be successful in doing different things that these people are doing. So we talked about, authors and being a professional speaker. One person I left out was Nathan. Nathan was a sommelier, a wine expert. And in that episode, he literally gives you steps on how to get started going down that path to being a wine expert. He says, all you got to do, and he means it, all you got to do is this, and that will set you up to go down that path. So there were many people during the course of this year where they were giving that advice, those practical, actionable steps. And I just love that. I love all of those stories. Third story I want to talk about is Dylan Hill. Dylan, he came out in the early season two, probably January, maybe February. His story is super cool. If I remember right, when he was a kid, they lived out of their car. His parents didn't have any money. They end up, stabilizing themselves. He grows up. He goes to college. If I remember right, college was a big deal for that family because I don't think his parents went to college. I don't think you have to check the episode. But anyway, he's in college. His friend is diagnosed with cancer, and Dylan ends up dropping out of college, creates a foundation, ends up saving his friend's life by raising money. Such an amazing, amazing story. And then he takes what he learned about social and viral marketing and he turns it into his own business. Really, really cool story. One of the overarching themes of this season, though, is that I'm learning, and I hope you're learning too, that you can literally do anything to make a living. Look at these 4 people. We had Susan Reynolds. She was a professional astrologer, full-time astrologer. Okay. A lot of times you think of people that are more into the paranormal stuff or the fringe sciences that, might be a hobby or a part-time. No, she is doing this full time. And I think that is awesome. Dovetailing right into Laura Van Tyne is a professional exorcist. She has a waiting list of people a month out. So again, she is involved in that world and making money from that. There's Emily Byrne, a caricature artist. No formal training. She just started doing it, started making money, and now she does that. Amazing. And then lastly, I have Gordon Southard. He was the one that started a pub style trivia company. Really, really cool. He took this concept of seeing something out in the world, doing something he was volunteering for, and built up his own company and is doing that now. Amazing, amazing things. So literally you can do anything to make a living. And we are seeing more evidence of that as we go through these different seasons. So season 3, what do we have in store? We have some upcoming great guests, no surprises there. I have a web designer. I have a grant writer. I have a home stager. And I got to throw some weird ones in there too, or unconventional. No disrespect. I have an herbalist coming up. I have an animal telepath coming up. So we're getting a nice blend of people for season 3. I have about a dozen, maybe 15 people already booked, a handful recorded. So we're in great shape for season 3. So just a reminder, we have one more episode left for season 2. That drops next week. Season 3 kicks off on January 4th. No breaks, going right from season 2 into season 3. I hope everyone has an amazing holiday season. If there's a specific person you'd like me to cover, leave it in the comments and I'll find that person for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on Time We Discuss.